Hello everybody. Hope you enjoyed that nice peaceful panoramic view. I did a video from this same place in this walnut grove here in Perrin Park because it just brings me such peace, and that's kind of the message of today's video, is how to allow your peace to come through, and the peace that comes through you creates your organic posture organically, so to speak. I've talked about organic posture a little bit in a previous video that I did in West Virginia, and I got a lot of good feedback about what organic posture is. And what I talked about in that video was your good posture comes on automatically as soon as you have the intention of growth, renewal, and expansion. But if your body's under stress and decay, and your thoughts are crazy, you're eating bad food, and you're not getting any movement, or the movement you're getting is bad, or you're sitting at a desk all day, that's creating the physiology of stress. And we want the physiology of peace, because the physiology of peace is how your body heals. When your body's under the physiology of stress, it breaks down. It tears down your muscle and turns it into fat. It bombards your immune system, and it lowers your immune system tremendously. Whenever people have transplants, we give people steroid hormones to suppress the immune system, things like prednisone. People who have autoimmune diseases, we give them steroid drugs like cortisol. That's the stuff that we make in our body when we're under stress. Cortisol is the stuff we make, and that suppresses our immune system. It demineralizes our bone. What else does stress do? It keeps us from thinking with higher centers in our brain. It brings us down to like reptilian brain physiology, where it's fight or flight, so we can't process, we can't think. It creates foggy thinking. So this is stress physiology, and we need to break out of that. And the organic posture comes naturally whenever there's no stress. So there's three major things, three blockages to this piece that I always talk about, and I call them the three pillars of core wellness. And the first one is the mindset. If you have thoughts of stress, your body is breaking down. If you have thoughts of fear, you have thoughts of doubt, you have thoughts of despair, you have thoughts of shame, you have thoughts and you're depressed. These are thoughts that turn on the stress system in your body. So your body burns more sugar, it craves more sugar, it makes more fat deposition. All that stuff happens just through a thought. And as I've talked about before, it also draws our body into that predictable stress crossed posture syndrome, which is what this whole thing is about, is reversing cross posture syndrome. But posture in and of itself is not just purely a physical fix. You can't just say, okay, push away and push my shoulders down and that's going to fix my posture every time. Because what's going to come back is stress. If you have any kind of stress in your life, it's going to come creeping back. And especially if it's mental, emotional stress, if it's thoughts you're not letting go of, it's going to draw you back into that. And then you're always going to have to go, okay, no, push away, push away, push away. Okay? So that organic posture should happen naturally, because you're already at peace. And that's the goal, is 100% peace 100% of the time. And thoughts is the first major one you have to focus on. So the one thing you're going to work on today with thoughts is you're going to become aware of that possibility. That stressful thoughts are what's breaking your body down. So just becoming aware of it is the first step towards fixing it. So I want you to pay attention. It's like to hit the tape recorder, or your little mini recorder, your virtual one or your imaginary one, and record the thoughts that go on in your head all day today. You'll find out that you start talking to yourself pretty pitifully. Okay, so start paying attention to what you say to yourself. Shad Helmstetter had a great book, I think it's out of print now. One of the first ones I ever got that really got me into thinking like this is what to say when you talk to yourself. And that's just the whole process of becoming aware of the harmful things you're saying to yourself, transfer them into something different, and start saying those new things so you can wire your brain up a different way. So you can wire your brain up for peace and prosperity versus stress and decay. So that's the first thing, stressful thoughts. Second thing, did you have something to say?
I do. I have something to say. That what to say when you talk to yourself is also a great book on children, parenting, how to speak to your children.
Shad Helmstetter also has a book that's also out of print. That's how to speak to your children. I can't remember the name of it, but very important how to speak to your kids.
Yeah.
Okay? So thoughts, what you say, walnuts are dropping. So if I get hit in the head with a walnut, that would be like totally cool.
Yeah, it would, really.
Have a Newton experience here. Manna from heaven. So, second thing, movement. How you move your body. We've been talking about this a lot. These are programs. We get into movement programs. We get into posture programs. We sit at a desk all day. We sit in a car all day. We are sit down and watch TV. We play our little games. We look at our phones. We're always forward, 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 and this creates a posture pattern that has to be broken. You have to pay that tissue debt, and that's what the Reverse CPS Now program, that's what this posture coaching program, that's what this body-mind restoration program is all about. It's about helping you pay that tissue debt, reverse that crossed posture syndrome, and actually get your body into a position where you can really experience a full and active life, because that's the goal here. A peaceful, full, active life is what we're after. So we got to reprogram, and that's all these things are, is the programs in your brain that can be released and let go, and then rewired. It's like we're working with the software system, not the hardware system. You can rewire these programs in your brain so you move a different way, you sit a different way, you stand a different way, you bend a different way, you lift a different way, you reach a different way, you pull a different way, you breathe a different way. All of these things are what we're going to be talking about in the course. And I really hope you, if you're not on the early notification list for that, get on it now. If the course has already started, I'll have another place where you can get more information about the course along with this video somewhere, either above or below or to the sides, okay? Last thing. Nutrition, nutritional stress. The one thing I want to share with you is that whenever you start getting too much omega-6 fatty acids in your diet from grain or things that eat grain, that creates what's called arachidonic acid. It's a fatty acid that builds up in your bloodstream that actually signals your brain to put out stress hormones. So you can nutritionally induce stress. So if you have a poor diet, the buzz is just always going to be there, and it's always going to be drawing your arms up and your shoulders up. It's going to be pulling you forward. It's going to be aging you forward. So just by decreasing the amount of grain and things that eat grain, and increasing the amount of green, or if you're going to choose to eat animal products, make sure that you only eat animal products that have consumed green food. That's what they're designed to eat. Cows are designed to eat green food, not grain. You get the process here? So we reduce the grain, increase the green. Or better yet, just eat lots of green yourself. And you make the good fatty acids that are anti-inflammatory, that bring peace to your brain. The DHA stuff that your body makes when it eats a lot of green food, it creates peace physiology in your brain. It's like radiator fluid for that brain that runs really hot. Okay? So those are three major, huge tips that if you just did those three things, you're going to have less stress in your life, and you're automatically going to be able to have that organic posture come naturally. And when you get that organic posture, it's like it's a free floating feeling. It's amazing, and you can have it every moment of every day if you just start applying some of these things, start immersing yourself in a healing and positive and powerful environment.
Make a little progress each day.
Make a little bit of progress each day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Core Wellness TV. So you know what you have to do. You have to keep thinking good thoughts, eating good food, and keep moving functionally.